Congratulations are very much in order to the Flying Eagles of Nigeria after picking the ticket to the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. That's huge, courtesy of their victory over Senegal in the quarterfinals of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. And of course, we've got every reason to celebrate. Same in Ikene, where Remo stars are still basking in the euphoria of their NPFL win. And of course, they finally got the opportunity to lay their hands on the trophy they won in the league. So we'll talk about that on the show today. Welcome. This is Sports Real, coming your way on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Bade Adeleye. As always, we're reaching you from the ever beautiful Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. I call it Mansa. On the road today, we'll give you all you need to know when it comes to the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations going on in Egypt. We'll talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League, the Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership Super 6, and of course, the Super Falcons of Nigeria will go behind the scenes to tell you all you need to know about the team. And of course, we'll look at Nigerian players abroad. How are they faring? And the top leagues there. We'll also bring to you other interesting stories in the world of sports. One thing, anytime we come to you, it's always a loaded package. And today's edition will be no different. Many thanks again for joining us. Straight to business, let's begin with the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations in Egypt, where the Flying Eagles of Nigeria are flying high, and they got the needed victory over Senegal to move to the semi-finals of the competition on Monday. And in doing so, they got the ticket to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. And of course, in case you missed that match, let's quickly show you some highlights and of course, reactions to that.
Onto his left foot, keeper knows he has to stay on his line. Oh, and it's a poor penalty. Poor penalty. Oraval with his head in his hands, as well it might be. Didn't look confident, did he? Benjamin. That's how you take a penalty down the middle. Smash it hard, Carlo. That's what it means. Number 12. It's a good view actually from back here. Puff of the cheeks. Runs up, sends the keeper the wrong way. That's much better for Senegal. Cuckoo with it hard and straight. With the run up and hard and straight with the finish as well. And Nigeria keep their advantage. 2 penalties each, they lead by 2 penalties to 1. To the 7-time champions. By a deliberate run up. Oh, and it's another poor penalty straight at the keeper. Well, Senegal really in trouble now. Nigeria can convert their next spot kick, they will have 1 foot in the semi-finals. What game? Here's a Yuma now. What can he do from the penalty spot? Nonchalance from the midfielder. Nigeria leading 3-1 on penalties here. Each team with 2 spot kicks left. Whoever steps up next for Senegal now must score. What can the central defender do here? Oh, he smacks it against the crossbar. And Nigeria through to the semi-finals. They needed to take 3 of their 5 spot kicks. Nigeria, that was enough to go through, and to be fair, they had the better in the game as well. They certainly the team that showed the more ambition. or get up and go.
We must give kudos to the team for keeping their cool and keeping their balance, especially the goalkeeper, because saving 2 penalties is not a small feat. And so picking that World Cup ticket is very massive for us because we have history at this level. We've always done well at the under 20, under 17, but for some time Nigeria's massive. There's been a blip at this level, so it's a massive one for Nigeria that we've picked the World Cup ticket. They're in the semi-final. I will not be surprised if they go all the way to now win this cup now, because these boys are improving day by day.
So all that is left now is to go ahead and see that, explore the possibility of winning the African Under 20 Championship. Then we'll stay focused. We'll now shift to preparation for the World Cup itself.
Because before this match, I told one of my colleagues this morning that this match we are going to win this match. It's either maybe penalty or by under 90 minutes. And I thank God that in Nigeria we won the match and we get the World Cup ticket.
Congratulations again to the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. We cannot wait to see them compete at the World Cup. And of course, we want them to go ahead to win the African Under 20 Cup of Nations for the 8th time. All right, let's now go behind the scenes and tell you more when it comes to women's football in Nigeria. I'm talking about the senior women's national team. That's the Super Falcons of Nigeria. And if you know the drill, it is time for the MTN Super Falcons show. And Osereme Negbenebo is standing by to update us. Osereme, looking beautiful as usual. Welcome. What do you have for us today?
Today, we're celebrating Nigeria's very own safe hands, Chiamaka Nnadozie, who led her team, Paris FC, to their very, very first French Cup win over PSG. Now, today on the show, we'll be talking to Chiamaka Nnadozie as she talks us through what it felt like to win this trophy for her club. This is the MTN Super Falcons show. Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome aboard a fresh episode of the MTN Super Falcons show. My name is Osereme Negbenebo, and as always, I will be your host on this jolly good ride. Now, if today is your first time of joining us on the show, welcome aboard. This is the show where we talk all things Super Falcons from both off and on the pitch. Now, today on this show, I am super excited because yet again, one of our very own Super Falcons has shown the stuff that she's made of. She has made her club proud and also Naija proud because everybody is talking about her. I'm talking about none other than our very own safe hands, Chiamaka Nnadozie, who is a goalkeeper for Paris FC, and she led her team to victory after the French Cup went into a penalty shootout at the finals, and of course, they won that game over PSG. Now, if you were on social media over the course of the last week, you would have seen everybody celebrating and congratulating her. And we as well here on the MTN Super Falcons show would like to congratulate Chiamaka Nnadozie for those impressive penalties. I think one of my very favorite messages that I saw on social media would be from Stanley Nwabali himself. He wrote, and I quote, "Congratulations, safe hands for a reason." That was impressive and that was sweet. From one safe hand to another. We'll be showing you those penalties, but first off, we take this really short break and we will be right back. Just stay with us.
Nothing ever happens by chance. Really. Focus on the destination and not the journey, or where you're from.
They will see your game, turn the dark to light.
Never ever settle. Make big moves from your small space.
Sur ses jeunes épaules, le Guilly face à Nadosi. Nouvelle balle de match pour le Paris FC. C'est stop pour Paris Nadosi. La Coupe de France, elle est pour le Paris FC. Quel week-end de fou pour le PFC, qui est monté en Ligue 1 hier soir, qui remporte aujourd'hui.
Aye. Can you guys see that? Can you see that impressive save from Chiamaka Nnadozie? Those saves secured Paris FC their very first Coupe de France Féminine. That is the French Cup for women. And that, of course, was very impressive. And Paris FC are the owners and the queens of Paris. They are the kings and queens of France. Because this swing goes both ways. Everybody is happy. The men are happy. The women are happy. Everybody is happy. Now, welcome back to the MTN Super Falcons show. Thank you for keeping it locked right here. We're talking all things MTN Super Falcons and, of course, Chiamaka Nnadozie today. Now, earlier I mentioned social media was a buzz, and if you already follow us across social media, you would have known what Chiamaka Nnadozie had done. But if you do not, this is the perfect time to follow us across all social media platforms. The handles are at MTNNG on Instagram and X, MTN Nigeria on Facebook and YouTube, and of course our very own pages across all social media platforms, The Super Falcons Show. Connect with us. We would love to hear from you. We would like to get feedback on this wonderful show, even though I do say so myself. Well, now it's time for us to talk to our very own Chiamaka Nnadozie. She walks us through the dressing room, what it felt like to secure that title for her club, and all things Chiamaka Nnadozie, right here on the MTN Super Falcons show.
20 ans que le PFC n'avait pas remporté un trophée.
Et on voit dans
Et
cette
bien,
course,
grâce à Nnadozie qui a été chercher ce ballon.
Et c'est terrible ce qu'on voit parce que Jeanne Le Guy, c'est une jeune joueuse qui forcément le penalty c'est un exercice compliqué, notamment Crystal Dunn.
Hello everyone, my name is Nnadozie Chiamaka, Paris FC and Super Falcons goalkeeper. When I heard the last whistle, I was so happy, I was so happy. Yeah, we had the chances to score before the penalty shootout, but PSG is a very big team and not always easy playing against them. I was very happy. It was a dream come true for me and my family and also the team, because for the past 19-20 years, Paris FC has never lifted a trophy. So helping the team to make a history, to lift a trophy, it's a thing of joy for me. It's really amazing. The journey has been so tough. The journey has been so hard. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it, because winning a trophy with this team means a lot to me. It hasn't been easy. This is France, where you have PSG, you have Lyon, you have Montpellier, Fleury, so many big teams, and coming to the finals, beating PSG. Wow, it's a very big thing. It means a lot to me. About the music in the locker room, in the dressing room, Burna Boy's music. I was the one that asked the girls to play the song. Anytime you hear any Afrobeat song playing in the dressing room, just know it's from me. Anytime you hear Omale, Davido, Whiskey, Burna Boy's song playing in the locker room, I'm behind it, because I'm a Nigerian girl, and I always like to play some Afrobeat for the team. My favorite part of the song is where they said, I no go fit take your insult to my mind as you dey talk. I put my life into my job, and I'm in trouble. Because I can't take your insults, and I put my life into my job. Of course, I do everything to give the best. I know so many sacrifices I do make to give my best on and off the pitch. I used to tell people it's not just coming into the pitch to play. There are some things, some trainings, we do behind the scene, you know.
Let me not dance here, but I know go feel take care of yourself. So. If there's one thing you know about our footballers is that they must always jam music. When they're headed to the stadium, when they're on their way back, in the dressing room, they must always jam. And I'm not just talking any music, I'm talking Afro beats. No, I'm really, really excited. It's just not about Chiamaka Nnadozie. It's just about everything. Everything is just aligning for us. And as you heard our safe hand say, she must jam music. If it's Whiskey, Burna Boy, or Maleo, she must jam Afro beats. And I can see that she's, you know, infecting her teammates. And it's so beautiful and lovely to see. Once again, congratulations, Chiamaka Nnadozie. No surprises there. I mean, you're safe hands for a reason. And we wish you all the very best, even as you continue showing up for club and country. Now, speaking of country, remember that the Super Falcons, of course, are still gunning for a 10th WAFCON title. And I mean, with people like Chiamaka Nnadozie on the team, please, what are we saying? She just ended a 20-year drought for Paris FC. So, I mean, the WAFCON is nothing. We've got it covered. Anyways, that's the much that we can take forward today on the MTN Super Falcons show. Remember not to forget that this show airs 9 a.m. every Tuesday on NTA. And in case you miss it, you can always catch it on MTN's Ayoba app. Thank you to the guys in the studio making things happen besides my beautiful self. I've got my producer, Tayo Ogunshe. I've got Big Jimmy. And of course, I've got Bade Olotu and MTN, of course, bringing you this lovely show. Till I come your way in the very next episode, stay safe. Toodles!
You're still watching Sports Roll on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. And we're not done with women's football. Let's turn attention to the Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership Super 6 going on in Ikenne in Ogun State. And it's been interesting. We've seen 2 rounds of matches already. And come on, Monday was very explosive. We got all the interesting wins, including Remo Stars getting that one over Niger Rattles. And it was a draw between Nasarawa Amazons and Bayelsa Queens. What a game! What a cracker. Come on, it was really interesting. So let's show you the results for Monday, and of course the fixtures for today, and of course how the table stands at the moment. From the Women's League and straight to the Men's League, talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League. And of course, on Sunday, Remo Stars were crowned champions of the Nigeria Premier Football League 2024-2025 season. They got the trophy, and of course, we saw the big wigs when it comes to the Nigerian sports fraternity there in Ikenne. And of course, led by the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, and other members, you know, when it comes to the hierarchy of the Nigeria Football Federation and the Nigeria Premier Football League. And of course, you know, it was an interesting time for Remo Stars, who celebrated the best way possible. Let's show you some highlights.
NFF President, Laji Ibrahim Musa Bissau, to the Ogun State Governor, and now being handed over to the captain, who will be lifting the trophy for Remo Stars. A day that will be one to remember.
Congratulations again to Remo Stars, and of course, let's hope that, for the first time in a long while, they will be able to defend the trophy. But other teams are saying they'll be giving them a good run for their money come next season. And of course, other matches were played in the Nigeria Premier Football League. As you know, Remo Stars, they won their game. And of course, it wasn't the best of results for Rivers United. Abia Warriors capitalized on that. The relegation of Sunshine Stars got confirmed. And lots of other results, as you can see, on the other side of the screen. And of course, not leaving out how the table looks at the moment. Abia Warriors are making their claim for a continental place, and Ikorodu City, not the best of results for them. It's not helping their case at the moment. The battle for relegation is not yet won or lost totally by some teams. Some teams are still in danger. So it is well when it comes to the NPFL season, and of course we cannot wait to see the last match day. All right, let's look at how Nigerians are doing abroad. And of course, Serie Desert still at 8, scoring again for Rangers last weekend. And of course, we saw that, Moses Simon, made his 200th appearance for Nantes. Samuel Chukwueze in the Italian Serie provided an interesting assist in that game, to help them. And of course, our very own Victor Osimhen, can he stop? He won't stop anytime soon. Lots of interesting performances from Nigerians, in other leagues abroad. And of course, taking a look at the top 5 leagues. From England, where it was a cracker between Liverpool and Arsenal. And of course, 2-0 losses for Chelsea, Manchester United and Spurs. And of course, their Clasico in Spain. What a game, 4-3, a comeback win for Barcelona. Italian Serie, the German Bundesliga, where Bayern Munich finally got their trophy. And of course, Xabi Alonso made, a bid his Bayer Leverkusen fans, farewell. And of course, the French Ligue 1, which has been concluded already. Let's quickly show you the results for last weekend. Just as I always tell you, Sports Reel is never complete if we don't bring to you an aggregation of trending sports stories combed from different parts of the world, and that is Sports Tidbits. The trio of Joseph Edili, Beatrice Danjuma and Folashade Ogunshola have become the latest Nigerians and Africans by extension to be certified as white badge referees by the International Tennis Federation, having excelled at the examination panel. Their success has been described by the president of the Nigeria Tennis Federation, Ifedayo Akindiju, as great achievements which will be impactful to the development of tennis in Nigeria.
We have had only 2 certified white badge referees in Nigeria for a very long time. Unfortunately, not too long ago, 2 of them passed. This is a big one. It's never happened in the history of Nigeria that 3 white badge referees are certified at the same exam. So we're highly excited.
To football, Carlo Ancelotti will become the Brazil head coach from May 26 after finishing the season with Real Madrid. The 65-year-old will become the nation's first permanent foreign head coach and will be in charge for Brazil's World Cup qualifiers against Paraguay and Ecuador next month. This will be Ancelotti's first international role, but he will take over Brazil as one of the most decorated managers in club football and the only coach to win each of Europe's top 5 leagues. Meanwhile, Xabi Alonso will become the new Real Madrid head coach ahead of the Club World Cup. The Spaniard will replace Carlo Ancelotti, who's to take charge of the Brazil national team from May 26. Alonso announced his Bayer Leverkusen exit on Friday after a successful 2.5 years at the German club, having won a league and cup double last season and falling just short of a remarkable unbeaten treble with defeat to Atalanta in the Europa League final. Alright, that does it on Sports Reel. As always, I want to thank you for hanging out with us. Do not forget that you can get unlimited sports content on 90 Sports 24, which is very much available on Star Times on channel 270. And do not forget that all the leaks are very much available on the channel. So don't miss out on any action. Until next time I'll come your way, never forget to always be yourself and stay out of trouble. You don't need it for anything. I am Bade Adeleye, and I will see you next time.